Hey everyone, it's what is today? Wednesday, the 28th. I'm just I gotta go pick up a part this morning, so I'm up in Farmington, and on my processor I have instead of bar and chain oil for the harvester bar, it runs off a grease system called Enviro system or something like that, and it pumps grease out to the bar for lubrication instead of bar and chain oil. You don't use near as much fluid, I guess, or grease compared to bar and chain oil, but it's got a pump in there, and yesterday you can tell if it's low. It's got an alarm, but sometimes it doesn't go off depending on what's happening, and so I noticed that the bar was getting kind of dry. You can hear it, and you can see the chain starts to get kind of wood burn. So dug around some more, called the place in Quebec, and figured it's the electric motor. So luckily with Milton Cat, they have drop boxes. So it's like shipping, big giant shipping containers, and one of them's, they have them over the state here in Maine, and one of them is up to Daveco. This is a hood dealer. They sell new hood cranes and hood loaders and other stuff, but this shipping container with Cat on the side. So as long as you call Milton Cat and Brewer, you know, by like 3:30, they can have it here first thing in the morning. You just need a Cat key, and it costs like $40, but you have the convenience of being able to have it here the next day without having to drive up there or wait for UPS. So anyways, I'm gonna grab this. I'll be right back. So here's the motor, and this is what goes up into the pump. It turns it. So there's not a whole lot to it. I mean, they don't give these things away. There's not much to this, and this was $800. It always amazes me how they figure out their pricing. But anyway, I gotta replace that today, and hopefully, unless, I'm pretty sure that's the problem. So I will put that on. Hopefully that take care of it. I kind of tend to believe that I haven't had much trouble with it, but last December we had a wicked cold snap here, where in December we had a consistent 3 weeks or months, seemed like, that it never got above single digits for high during the day, and it was in 20 to 25 below Fahrenheit every morning. And I had that pump a couple times pop a fuse because the grease in there was just too thick, and so I have to imagine that that was hard on that pump. So I'm assuming that's why that failed early, because I only have a couple thousand hours on it. So once I get there and start taking it apart, I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I started to take this apart a little bit. You can hear the preheater that warms up the engine is running, but this canister is a little dirty. But here's the top that sets on here and sets on those threaded rods, and it just had those little nuts that held it. And the electric motor is in here, and take that off. But I stuck this up in here. So the electric motor is right there, but it's got, I think, 3 screws or nuts that hold the motor on going in the bottom. So I've got, this is the sensor for the grease level. So I've got to detach this from this, and I probably got to scoop out all that grease. So I got gotta go get some rubber gloves, and that's what I'm gonna do next. So I'll be back. So I'm back. After running around and get a couple things, trying to get that, so I could get at the bolts for that hold the sorry, I'm backing up here, that hold the motor for the grease in there, that pump the grease. I can't get, there's an auger on top, and it kind of goes through like a little, look like a 6 or 8 inch drain, and maybe like a cement floor or something, and that auger rotates and pulls the it kind of stirs the grease and then pulls it down, so it keeps packing that grate to make sure that that pump is getting grease. Well, I can't figure out how to get that auger out, because you got to get that, which there's probably a cup link in the center that sits on the shaft where the motor goes up into, and then that auger shaft comes down, which has a set screw, and I can't quite. So anyways, I'll show you what I decided to do, and I wished I had thought of it earlier. Is there was only 2 bolts right there that that hold that on the door in one line, and so I took the one grease line and the 2 bolts off. I can take the thing right off, it doesn't weigh that much, and I hate to say, my favorite Caterpillar mechanic, Sanford, lives only like, you know, he lives maybe half-hour away. So I talked to the service guy at Milton Cat, and he was like, well, why don't you just take that off? There's another crew working right there. They got a tire cat pull through the limiter, and tire cat, they got tire cat everything. So I said, well, you could take it off and bring it up to Sanford, which is actually a much better option for me, because I don't have to pay for him to travel out here, which is really the worst thing about them, because it's expensive. So he could come out for an hour, and it's still going to cost me all sorts of money. So I don't mind this. I can drive this up there, and if he can figure it out, great. They don't have a lot of these grease machines in Maine. And, when I was talking to the guy from Quebec, you know, they're much more popular in other areas of the country, which I mean, I like it, so I can see why. I'm not sure why they haven't caught on here, but so not a lot of people know a lot about it, and the manual wasn't specific enough for me to kind of figure out how to really get in there and take it apart, how you're supposed to do it. So, and a lot of figuring that out is really just troubleshooting and looking at it. And I can tinker pretty good. I can work on most everything, but you know, Sanford does it for a living, and he's a very, very clever guy, and he's worked on a lot of my stuff, and most of the time, if I've got to have Cat come out to do anything, you know, I won't have anybody else come out. I request him. So, and I don't really like spending the money, but if I can't figure it out and it means a bunch of downtime, and Sanford's coming out, I don't mind. I don't mind Sanford coming out. So, because even if he is having, he usually always figures it out, and even if he's having trouble, you can tell he's thinking, you know. So, and I've had other mechanics that are more, that they're good mechanics, but they're more experienced in the construction side, and there's a vast difference between the construction and the forestry side, and Sanford does both. So I'd say, you know, he's a much more versed mechanic. And so anyways, And he's a super nice guy. I can call him pretty much any time, and he's patient, and he'll try to walk me through it if he can. So anyways, I guess the truck's coming here, our truck driver. I'll back up, get out of his way, and let him get by. So that's what I'm gonna do this afternoon. He wasn't gonna be home till like 1:30, so I'm gonna eat my lunch here in a little bit, and then go meet Sanford. If I'm lucky enough, he'll be able to figure it out, and maybe I might even have time to come back and put it on. I'm still hoping that it's that it is that motor. You know, looking in the manual, it looked pretty. You know, it had there's a little. I'd say it's like a fuse box, and there's only 2 fuses. There's a pump fuse, and then I can't remember the other one, but the pump fuse was fine, and the red light was on, which in the manual said that means it's okay, it's got power. And there's not much wiring that goes from there to the pump, so to me that means it was the pump. So anyways, I'll see where we get today. I don't know if I'll add anything more to this video or not, but if I don't, like, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you later. I guess I didn't realize I can just sneak by Gary here, and I guess he's putting chains on. He's got to back in all the way, and when he backs down that hill I came up, it's steeper than it looks, so he has a hard time staying in the road. So I'll just put it in the ditch here and get by. I'm just back for a minute here. I'm on my way back from Sanford's. Turns out the electric motor is not bad in that grease system, so I don't know what it is. So what I'm gonna do is the bar and chain oil system is still hooked up. It's all there. I just need to hook the line up, and so until Sanford's in the area, or I can schedule a time to have him come out and troubleshoot it, I'm just gonna hook the bar and chain oil back up. So that was a big help. I guess I can't, I don't always remember some of the topics I hit here, but one of them was that's one of the super nice things about Sanford as a mechanic for Caterpillar is that I went up there and I didn't hook the electric motor up, and I tested it. So he actually saved me $800, because if I had got that motor in there, and then I would have figured out that it wasn't the problem anyways, and then you're not supposed to return it after you've hooked it up. So I figured I'd come back in here for a minute and let you guys know how it went. So that's where we're at. We're just gonna hook the bar and chain oil back up. We'll catch you later.